Washington Commanders fans cannot believe what they are witnessing. In the space of 1 year, they have swapped their hated owner and team drama for winning football, good vibes, and unlimited hope and optimism. The man at the center of it all is rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels, who has delivered a rookie season for the ages. Forget Offensive Rookie of the Year, this kid looks destined for Canton. And in this video, we will take a deeper look at the game that made Jayden Daniels a superstar. Jayden Daniels was taken second overall by the Washington Commanders in 2024, required to be the savior of a franchise that had won just 4 games in 2023 and hadn't enjoyed a winning season since 2016. The former LSU Tiger had propelled himself up draft boards rapidly in 2023, spearheading an offense that led the nation with 43.3 points per game. Daniels, along with some help from Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr., was simply jaw-droppingly good, passing for 3,812 yards, 40 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions to go along with 1,134 yards and 10 more scores on the ground. That's just shy of 5,000 total yards and 50 total touchdowns, which, unsurprisingly, was good enough to win him the most prestigious solo award in college football, the Heisman Trophy. But would his game translate to the pro level? After all, Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. were elite, first-round talents, and there were many who believed Daniels' slender frame wouldn't hold up against bigger, more physical opponents. But Daniels proved these people wrong, and he did it in style. The first glimpse of superstardom came in Week 3, when Daniels set a new NFL rookie record with a 91.3% completion rate against the Cincinnati Bengals. His stunning third down deep touchdown to Terry McLaurin showcased just how clutch he could be as a rookie, outdueling Joe Burrow in the process. From that point onwards, the Commanders knew they had made the right selection with the second overall pick. And when Daniels delivered a Hail Mary to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat against Chicago in Week 8, he had all but locked up the Offensive Rookie of the Year award already. A midseason rib injury temporarily halted momentum, only for Daniels to return to form brilliantly in Week 13, leading the Commanders to 5 straight wins to close out the year. One of these games was against the division rival Philadelphia Eagles, who boasted a 12-3 record at the time and the league's best defense, with Washington clinging onto a wild-card spot and desperately hoping to avoid wasting this great season. The pressure was on, perfectly setting the scene for Jayden Daniels to announce his arrival as a superstar. A failed 4th down completion on the Commanders' opening drive was punished by the Eagles, who rode Saquon Barkley over 30 yards to the end zone. It was a bad start for Washington in their own building, and things quickly got even worse when the Eagles recovered a Brian Robinson fumble and converted their next drive into another 7 points. Jayden Daniels' scoring finally got underway with a touchdown pass to Jamison Crowder, but the good vibes dissipated almost instantly. On just the second play of the Eagles' next drive, Saquon got loose up the left sideline for a 69-yard touchdown, his second of the day. After yet another fumble by Brian Robinson, the Commanders were in desperate need of a stabilizing drive to get a foothold in the game. With 10 minutes left to go in the second quarter, Daniels would get a chance to do just that. The only problem was that he would be starting at his own 4-yard line. Not perturbed by the dangerous field position, the Commanders opted for an aggressive solution to the problem, dialing up a deep bomb to De'Ami Brown. When you have a quarterback with the arm talent of Jayden Daniels under center, letting them loose is often a good idea, and it certainly paid off here, with Daniels delivering a stunning 51-yard pass right into the bucket for his receiver. That play showed off just how dangerous Jayden Daniels can be as a passer, and a few moments later, he showed off his unique skill set as a scrambler, buying time on 4th down before eluding the pass rush to get past the line to gain. Those 2 plays epitomized the quality and dual-threat nature of Jayden Daniels, whose arm talent was on full display when capping off the drive with a superb 32-yard touchdown pass to Terry McLaurin by the left pylon. McLaurin is the main benefactor of Daniels' arrival in Washington, smashing his previous season high of 7 touchdowns with 13 in 2024. An interception after the 2-minute warning and a third fumble by the team threatened to extinguish hope, allowing Philadelphia to extend a 13-point lead with just 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. But as he had done all year long, Daniels kept coming up with big plays. A stunning 29-yard scramble overcame a daunting 4th and 11 before he delivered his 3rd touchdown pass of the day, this time to Olamide Zaccheaus, once again on 3rd down. One drive later, Zaccheaus brought in Daniels' 4th touchdown of the game, taking advantage of blown coverage and shedding a couple of tackles to take the pass 49 yards to the house. For the first time all game, the Commanders led the Eagles by 28 points to 27, although it didn't last long, as Philly finally regained some momentum, executing a 5-minute field goal drive to go up by 2 with 3 minutes 48 remaining. The field goal was a blow for Washington, but with Daniels getting the ball at his own 35-yard line, down by 2 points, there was more than enough time to get into field goal range. The Philadelphia Eagles had different ideas though, pressuring Daniels on 3rd and 5 and producing a rare mistake from the usually unflappable QB. While rolling to his right and drifting backward, Daniels hurled a risky pass across his body, which was tipped and picked off by the Eagles, giving them possession at the halfway line with under 3 minutes remaining. Almost everyone in the building assumed the game was over at that point. But one more dramatic stand from the Commanders restricted Philly to just 3 points, which meant Daniels would get another shot. Throwing a second interception of the day would knock the confidence of most quarterbacks, but Daniels was as poised and calm as ever, taking what the defense gave him and slowly moving his team down the field. The young quarterback was making plays with his arm and his legs, setting the Commanders up with 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line with just 10 seconds remaining. As Northwest Stadium waited, with bated breath, the coolest character in the building took the snap, drifted backward, and with pressure in his face, fired a pass to the back of the end zone. His target, Jamison Crowder, was completely covered up by linebacker Zach Bond at the time Daniels released the ball, but that was no problem for the rookie. He threw the pass with poise and elite anticipation to the spot where he knew his wide receiver was going to end up. Crowder then held up his end of the bargain, collecting the ball as 3 Philly defenders could only look on. Clutch doesn't quite do this play and this drive justice. Against the best defense in the NFL, Jayden Daniels had banished his interception to the back of his mind, marched downfield, and deposited the game-winning touchdown pass to where only his guy could catch it. It was his 5th passing touchdown of the day to go along with 258 passing yards, 81 rushing yards, and the 36-33 win. Welcome to the Superstar Club, young man. That Eagles win was the highlight of a sensational rookie season that saw Daniels pass for 3,568 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, along with a rookie record 891 rushing yards and 6 more scores on the ground. Just 1 year earlier, Houston Texans fans had enjoyed a rookie season for the ages with CJ Stroud, setting a new gold standard for first-year signal callers that many assumed would be incredibly hard to beat. Well, just 1 year later, Jayden Daniels did just that before also leading his team to the divisional round of the playoffs. In the 2024 divisional round, the Commanders would be heading to Ford Field to tackle the 1-seed Detroit Lions, who had just enjoyed a week of rest. As 9.5-point underdogs, almost everyone was writing the Commanders off, giving them very little chance of stopping the league's highest scoring offense. Analysts respected the threat Jayden Daniels posed, but could he really deliver another road playoff upset with his undermanned group of playmakers? The Lions opened the scoring with a touchdown run by Jahmyr Gibbs, to which the Commanders could only respond with a field goal. Defeating an offensive juggernaut as an underdog requires maximizing your possessions, which Washington had certainly not done so far. But a Jared Goff fumble gave them a bonus possession and removed the Lions' opportunity to extend their lead. The visitors gladly accepted the gift before Daniels marched them into opposition territory with a 42-yard strike to De'Ami Brown. Having already had to settle for a field goal, Commanders head coach Dan Quinn knew he needed 7 points, which led to him keeping his offense on the field on 4th and 3 from the Detroit 9-yard line. The Commanders had been aggressive all year on 4th downs, and Jayden Daniels' dual threat ability was a huge reason why. This time around, he converted it with a quick pass over the middle to Zach Ertz, a connection that had proven incredibly reliable all year long. Just a few moments later, the Commanders were celebrating their first touchdown of the day, with Brian Robinson punching it in. After just 10 points in the first quarter, this touchdown is what fired the starting gun on the madness of the second quarter. Sam Laporta retook the lead for Detroit on the next drive with a fantastic diving catch before Terry McLaurin snatched it right back, collecting a short pass from Daniels and storming up the left sideline for a 58-yard touchdown. When Jared Goff then threw a pick six on the next drive, Commanders fans realized they were well and truly in this game. The scoring frenzy continued with a 61-yard rushing touchdown by Jameson Williams, handing the ball back to Jayden with 4 minutes left in the first half and a 3-point lead to try and add to. At this point, it is important to remember that Jayden Daniels is still a rookie, performing in front of a raucous Detroit Lions crowd who have just witnessed their team score an electrifying touchdown. Many elite quarterbacks have stumbled under such pressure, but not Jayden. A 15-yard Jayden Daniels scramble got the ball up by the halfway line before he unfurled one of his signature deep bombs, throwing off his back foot to avoid the pressure and dropping it beautifully in the bucket for Dyami Brown at the Detroit 7-yard line. This is the same Dyami Brown who had never posted more than 168 yards in his 3 seasons before 2024, but was turning into a game changer with Daniels. A true sign of quarterback quality is elevating your playmakers, and Dyami Brown had delivered 89 yards and a score to help Washington win in the wildcard round, and was now coming up with huge plays in the divisional round as well. The placement on that deep ball was utterly outrageous, but the job wasn't done yet. A solid response from the Lions set up 3rd and 8, which Daniels calmly converted to who else but Zach Ertz, his trusty tight end. After an incredible play by rookie cornerback Mike Sainristil, who intercepted Jared Goff on the next drive, Washington took a 31-21 lead into halftime, stunning the home crowd. Detroit opened up the second half well by scoring a touchdown with Jahmyr Gibbs, once again putting the pressure back onto the rookie quarterback to respond. Of course, he did just that, leading a 15-play scoring drive that bled 8.5 minutes off the clock. Daniels was toying with the Lions' defense and frustrating fans, escaping a free rusher on 2nd and 9 to not only avoid the sack, but also collect another 14 yards. He picked up another crucial 4th down with his legs as well, slowly chipping away at the Lions' hope as he went before Brian Robinson punched in the score. Once again up by 10, the Commanders couldn't believe their luck when Detroit called the trick play that put the ball in Jameson Williams' hands as a passer, gladly intercepting the poorly judged pass from the wide receiver. And just like he had done all year long, Daniels took advantage of his opponent's mistake, calmly working his way downfield, converting yet another 4th and 2, this time with his arm, before watching Jeremy McNichol score the team's 5th offensive touchdown of the day. From that point onwards, there was no coming back for the 1-seed Detroit Lions, who fell by 31 points to 45 to their 6-seed opponents. Jayden finished the day with 299 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, to go along with a crucial 51 yards on the ground. He had completely outplayed his opposite number, Jared Goff, and was now doing the unthinkable by advancing the Washington Commanders to the NFC Championship game as a rookie. There are simply no words to describe what fans witnessed from Jayden Daniels in 2024. He turned no-name receivers into playmakers, tormented defenses as both a passer and rusher, and completely transformed a tortured fan base. The kid is a superstar, and Washington fans are lucky to have him. So, what do you expect to see from Jayden Daniels' career from here on out? Let us know in the comments.